friends, we have a serious problem. There were 3 serial friends here playing, but now there's only 2. Does anybody know what happens when you take one away? Yeah, our number gets smaller. Do you know what that's called? It's called subtraction. So, when we take a number away and our number gets smaller, we are subtracting that number, correct? Yes. Our friend's back. He's decided he's feeling better. He's going to come back. So does anybody know what just happened? Our number got bigger. 3's bigger than 2, right? Yeah. Do you know what that's called? It's called addition. So when our friend came back and we added him back to his friend group, that means we did addition. So I'm going to use our little serial friends here today. We're going to use them to help us with our addition and our subtraction. But first, I want you to watch me do it, and then we'll do it together, okay? So right here on my board, I have this, which is called an equation. And then there's silly little signs up here. Does anybody know what these silly little signs mean? We know what this means. That's the number 1, but that's silly. What is that? That is a plus sign. And a plus sign means that we are going to add. So that means that we are going to take our number 1 and we're going to add it to our number 1. And that is an equal sign. That means that these 2 numbers are going to equal this number over here. We just have to figure out what that number is, right? Okay, so with our numbers, we have 1 plus 1 equals question mark. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our serial friends and we're going to use a serial friend for each number we have right here. So since this is the number 1, we're going to use 1 serial friend, okay? And then we know now that this is our addition sign. So that means we're going to add these 2 together. And then, like I said, we're going to use 1 serial friend for each number. We have another number 1. So we're going to use 1 serial friend. Okay, so now to figure out what this number is over here, we have to count our serial friends to see how many we have all together. So we have 1 and 2. So that means that 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. All right, let's do one more. Let's do another one. What if we have this one? That's not a plus sign, is it? No, that's not. That is a minus sign. And when you see a minus sign, that means that we are going to subtract or take away, right? So we have 3 minus 1 equals a number we have to figure out. So we're going to use our serial friends to count our numbers right here. So this is the number 3. So that means we need 3 serial friends. We have 1, we have 2, and we have 3. Alright, so we know that this is a subtraction sign. That means we're going to take it away. So that means this little friend, he just wasn't feeling well. He had a tummy ache, needed to go home and get some rest so he could feel better. So this little friend, he's going to go home. And so now we need to count how many serial friends we have right here to know what number we need right here. So we have 1 and 2. We have 2 serial friends. So that means that 3 minus 1 equals 2. So like I said, today we are learning addition and subtraction. So I want us to say our I can statement together. So our I can statement is today I can add and subtract. Can you repeat that? Good job. So now here are some little cards for you guys, and they have some equations on them. And I want you to look at your cards, and we're going to use our serial friends to help us with our addition and our subtraction, right? So I'm going to write on my board what your serial card says, and we're going to work through it together, okay? So can anybody read me what their card says? Okay, perfect. We have 4 plus 2. All right. So, can anybody remember what our first step is? Yes, to count out our first number with our cereal friends. So let's count them together. What's this number right here? 4. So we're going to count out how many? 4 cereal friends. Good job. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. And then what's this sign right here? That's our plus sign. So that means we're going to add 2 more friends for this number, right? So we're going to add those 2 more friends. So we got to count out 2 more cereal friends. We have 1 and we have 2. So let's count them all together and see how many we have all together. After all of our friends have been added together, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that means that these 4 friends and these 2 friends decided to all play together, and now we have 6 friends playing on the playset, right? Perfect. Now let's do one more. Somebody read me what their card says. All right, we have 3 plus 4. Good job. All right, we have 3 plus 4. So, what's our first step? To count our first number in our cereal friends. Good job. So we have 1, 2, and 3. Yes. Plus our 4 friends, right? That's our addition sign, so that means we add 4 more friends. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 more friends. That's a lot of friends playing together. They must be playing a game. You think so? So, now what's our last step? To count all our friends together and see how many friends are playing all together. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7 friends playing all together. Like I said, they must be playing some type of game. So let's do some subtraction. Can anybody read me a subtraction? What their card has a subtraction on it? All right, we have 4 minus 3. Good job. So our first step is to count out our first number. Good job. Y'all are really getting the hang of this. So let's do 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we have our subtraction sign. What does our subtraction sign mean? We're going to take away. So we're going to take away 3 of our friends. Those 3 friends not feeling very well, so they're going to go home and get some rest. So let's take our 3 friends away. 1, 2, and 3. So those friends, they're going home to rest. What's our last step? Count how many friends we have left. Good job. Let's count them together. Well, all 3 of our friends went home, so now we only have 1 friend left. So that means 4 minus 3 equals 1. All right, let's do one more subtraction. Can anybody read me another subtraction number? 5 minus 1 equals blank. Good job. All right. What's our first step? Count out how many we have. Good job. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we know that this is our subtraction sign, so we're going to have to take away. We're going to have to take away one of our friends. He's got that silly stomach virus. That stomach virus must be going around bad. So, we're going to take away our friend and count how many friends we have left. 4 friends. Good job. So that means 5 minus 1 equals 4. Y'all are doing so good at this. I want you to turn to your neighbor and say, "You are so smart." Yes, good job. So now I want you guys to use your cards and work with your neighbor. And so you're going to use your cards and your cereal friends to solve the equation that's on your paper. So I want you two to work together, solve the equation, and then I want you to bring it to me and let me check it, okay? You think you guys can do that for me? Yay, thank you.